Okay, so we move the review class to now, and then let me share my screen, okay? And then we no longer have the Sunday class, okay? That's one thing I would like to say. And right now, today, we are on. Okay, let me try to get it. Let me bring up the schedule, okay? So schedule today, we are on week 6 array and ArrayList, okay? So you see actually right now, we are moving pretty fast, okay? I think that a lot of students do not even work on the review set. That's a big problem, okay? I think you are going to have some trouble. And very soon we will going to finish it. So the parents book only up to this week 8, and then we will have 2 to 3 weeks focus on the FRQ progress. Okay, but so far, I would say most of the students are undertrained, do not practice enough. Okay, that actually is a big problem. If you don't practice, you will not be able to answer the problem because you are reading for the problem description. Will not be ready, okay? Then you are not able to answer the problem. You will spend a lot of time just to read the problem. So I still strongly suggest you to work on them, okay? Even if you don't actually want to take the AP exam, I still suggest you to do it because when you go to college, you will know that you miss this part, you are actually in big trouble, okay? Okay, anyway, that's what I can say. Let's get started for today's topic. Last time, we actually already covered the one-dimensional array. So today we are on two-dimensional array and ArrayList, okay? Hi, Bernardi, how are you? And one thing is that the 4 FRQ problem, question 1 is always program structure. So it's always if then else, while loop, for loop. Okay, so that's question 1. Question 2 is class design. So you design a class, getter, setter, and then get price, get description, and then inheritance, and then dynamic binding, those kind of concepts. So that's Q2. Q3 is on array and ArrayList. And this year, because next year they are going to take array out. Next year, Q3 will be primarily on ArrayList. So I'm suspecting that this year, Q3, they will just test you an ArrayList problem. I don't think they will give you an array problem. Okay, that's my prediction. And then Q4 is on two-dimensional array. So today's topic basically cover the Q3 and Q4, the ArrayList and two-dimensional array. So basically very, very important, okay? And one-dimensional array and the ArrayList actually very similar, except that ArrayList is flexible length. Array is not flexible length. And then the way you get the element is different. You do not have the array indexing in Java. Okay, in C++, the vector or ArrayList also getting the array indexing, but you can basically using the bracket tool to get an element. But this is not available in ArrayList in Java. You have to use a.get tool to get the element. Okay, so that's the main difference between ArrayList and array. And if you in the FRQ where you should write A2, that you write A.get2, you got 1 point deduction. If you somewhere you need to use the A.get2, but you write A2, same thing, you get 1 point deduction. Okay, so these are commonly made a mistake by students. So please practice more on the FRQ part of the exam. Okay, multiple choice also very important. Usually students can only get somewhere around 25 to 30 when they get started. They have to practice probably 5 sets before they can get to 35. So you need 35 in multiple choice plus 30 points in FRQ, you will get 65, and that will be level AP score, right? If you have 61 to 64, you may get 4, may get 5, is boundary. If you are 60 and below, usually it's only 4. And then usually like 48, around 48, that actually is a boundary for 3 and 4 for AP score. Okay, so not easy to get 5. A lot of students may not make it. Okay, so you need to really work hard to get you a multiple choice to get 35 plus score in multiple choice. FRQ at least 30 points. Okay. If you don't practice, I don't think that you can make it. Okay. Anyway, today's topic is ArrayList to array conversion, array to ArrayList conversion, array processing, frequency list, priority list, interval list, get list, available list, remove all element from ArrayList, 2D arrays, 2D array processing. Okay, these are different topics in this week. So first, you need to know what is ArrayList. ArrayList is a list. List is a abstract data type. So conceptually, this list is one after another. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, 3, the index, and you have different number. But if you have a list, you can add some element into it. You can also delete element from it. So when you delete, you can bypass and then delete this one. And the index will change to 0, 1, 2. Okay, these are the concept. So this is of flexible length. You can add at any location, and you can also delete at any location. That's a list. Array is a fixed size. You cannot do that. You can only change the content, but you cannot delete an element. Okay. So right here, this chart, first one is an array of 5 integers. You are kind of have a fixed box. You put a 5 number in there. Okay. And then you may have array of 10 objects. So you may, let's assume that you have an array of point array, P list equals new point of 10. So in this case, when you get started with this, you basically created 10 pointer. And this 10 pointer, each is a null. Okay, a null, that's assumed you are using white circle. It's actually everyone is null. Then later, you can say your P list of 1 equals new point 2, 3. Then you are handing the point of 2, 3 over there. Okay, only for this point, only at the P list index 1. The rest of them still be null. Okay, so array of the object or array list of an object, you need to individually creating the object. This one only creating the pointers or references. This one doesn't create the object. Okay, be careful about this. So array list is similar. Array list is a list made of array. So it behaves like a list. You can add something into it, you can delete something from it. But it actually is made of array. So basically, you may originally have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's assume that you add a 2 right here. Then what happens is array list, you will make it longer. And you copy 1 to here, 2 to here, and then put a 2 over here, and then copy 3, 4, 5 over here to insert a 2 at this location. So array list actually is using array to implement a list. List is of flexible size. Array is not. Array is a fixed size. So every time you need to do that, and you need to also, when you delete, you also need to make the array smaller. So that's called array list. Okay. Okay, linked list we don't discuss right now. This is actually user code topic. Any questions so far? Any questions so far?
No.
No? So next one is declaration of array. Okay. First thing is that array is a string. This is actually the data type. The whole thing is the data type. So when we say point, P equals new point 2, 3. This is also data type. This is the P point type reference. So you will store some edges pointing to the object of 2, 3 in the heap. And this is available. You are holding the edges of this object. Okay, and this is the data point. And this is reference type data. And then if you have a primitive data, say you have an integer, I equals 3. It is different from this. It's not the same as this. It actually has an integer I. You directly put 3 in there. It's not putting the edges there. It's different. Okay. So that actually is the difference between reference type and primitive data type. Any questions so far? No?
No.
Vanelli, are you okay?
Yeah.
Next one is the array list of string. Okay, what this one is. This one, array list. Okay. Array list of T, this T is a type variable. You can put any object type to there. You can put a string there. You can put an integer there, capital integer there, but you cannot put an int there. Int is not allowed. Int is not an object type. It's not a reference type. You can put any reference type there. So this T, we call it type variable. Okay, so type variable, when you assign a string there, you will create an array of string to make it as a list. So there will be a class called array list of a string. The data storage is actually an array of string. You kind of store it and use it as an array list. Okay, so this a type variable must be assigned here in order to make an array list of the string. And this actually is a type. You create a type. So this type you create equals new array list string. This is still the type. So this type is the type name, is also the class name, and you put a parenthesis after it. means that you're calling the constructor because the type name is also the constructor name. So you will have the parenthesis, and that's your constructor. You use this as a constructor. Okay, and you will build a array list of string type for you. Okay. And the array list of string type, when you create empty, it actually has no element. And when you add one element, you bring up to one element, and it will be stored with null. And then you need to actually do set something, set 0 with some object in order to handle the object over there. Okay, so this one, array list, you still need to do that, or you need to use add a new object, string object into it. Okay, then you hand the data over there. So this is how array list is being created. Okay. And if you have a array list and you forget to put the string there, you just say array list, a list equals new array list. And then you forget to put the bracket since, and you put parentheses after it. You just forget a bracket string or bracket integer. In that case, we call it a row array list. And this whole thing is equivalent to you declare array list of the object type. Object is the topmost class. And is equivalent to this new array list of object type. Okay, you forget the bracket. This one is called angle bracket object. You forget to put this there, you will automatically creating an array list of object type. Okay, this we call it row array list. Any questions so far?
No.
Okay. So then you have a list equal new list, okay, and then this, okay. So basically you need to know add with index, clear, contain, get, index of is empty, last index of remove, size, remove, set, okay. So let's see, this different function all very important. You have array list, you do add, and then here all means an object. So you can add an object into the list, or you can put an index and then the object there. Okay, these two very important. Usually you don't have problem with this. Clear will clear the array list. So if you do a list, the clear, you will reset to an array list of 0 element. Even index 0 have no data. It actually is go back to reset. So no element there. You delete all of the element. Okay, that's clear. Contain is if you check an object is in there or not. Get is getting a certain index. Index of a object, you return the index value for the object location. Okay, is empty will return Boolean or not. Okay, last index of will be going from back to check the last index of a certain object. Remove. This remove, actually you remove object. So usually when you want to delete a value of 3, you actually need to do remove new integer 3. you need to remove the object. If you do remove 3, that means it will remove the data at the index 3. And this one will not return Boolean, you return the object type. So remove function will return the object that you delete. Okay, let's try this one. This one a little bit different from this UML. This one is very important. Remove and set function usually is the one that student got tricked. Okay, this one is V6. Okay, so you do array list. A list equal new array list. Okay. Here you need to put a data type as for integer. Okay. And then you can put data in there. You can put a list dot add 3, a list dot add 4, a list dot add 5, a list dot add 6. Okay, let's assume that we have this, and then we can system that out approve line your a list. Okay, this one you would have this, right? You have this. Now, if you want to delete this number 3, okay, you want to delete that number 3, you need to do a list that remove. You don't remove 3. Okay, let's remove 3 and see what happens. So if you remove 3, it's not going to remove the number 3, it's going to remove the index 3. So what happened is that number 6 is got removed because number 6 is index 0, 1, 2, 3. That's the problem. Okay, this one is the main issue when you use the remove. Okay. So if you want to remove the number 3, the content of the 3, you need to do new integer to use the similar object as the content for comparison. And you search for an object of the 3 to be removed, not the index 3. Okay. And then this time 3 got removed. Any questions so far? Any questions so far?
No.
No? Okay, next one. Next one is let's assign this to integer R. So actually this one is a Boolean type. Okay, so this one you cannot return to RR, you actually do return to Boolean. Okay, and then you do system that out your RR. So if you remove the object, you will say yes or no. It is returned a true or false. But if you not remove 3, let's remove index 3. And then this R will become a integer. It is the object that you remove. So remember, a lot of time, the problem FRQ are testing you on this. The return type depending on the index or object. If you are removing index, it will give you the object. If you are removing the object, it will give you the Boolean value. Okay, this one is tested in AP. So it give you the object that got removed. Okay. So now, if I want to actually say, okay, later. So this one is like that. Next one, if I say, let me actually do A list at 6. So I put the number 6 back to there, and let's actually do printing it. Okay. So put the number 6 back to there. Okay, it's okay. Now, if I do this, if I do A list that set 2 with 4, with 400, okay, let's use a different number. Then let's print it. So the index 2 location would be set to 400. Okay, index 2 location will be set to 400. Now, I can assign this to an integer. Let me call it SS, okay? I call it RR because this one is object to be removed. I call it SS because its object got set. So the SS will be the old value that got replaced. The old value got replaced will be the SS got returned when you set it. Is that okay? So that is very important. When you do FRQ or multiple choice, they do test on this feature, the remove item and the replace the item. Okay? Any questions so far? No?
No.
No.
Okay, we'll continue, okay? So this chart, you have to study, okay? So you always start with empty. The size will be equal 0 when you get started. And the ArrayList is resizable, require import statement every time. It can only store object, okay? So if you want to put number in there, so usually if you want to put number in there, usually what we would do is we would create, you just want to put a number in there. The better way to do it is integer array. Let's call numbers. Okay. This one, you create array of the integer type, and it got assigned like this. So this one is auto boxing. You put these numbers into integer objects. Okay, you put this number into integer objects. And then what you want to do is array list of integer, B list equal to new array list of integer. right here. Right here in the middle, you can put any collection data type there. You can put another list over there. So here, I don't have a list, but I can do this. I can do array as list to convert an array to list. Which array I'll convert? That's actually my numbers. So in this case, the numbers will be converted to array, and now will be loaded to the array list, and that become my B list. So these numbers are loaded to the array list. Okay. Okay. Then the number are loaded to the array list. Okay. So you need to know about how to get index, set index, size, add object, add index with object, remove index, remove object, and clear. Okay, these are the typical function you need to know. We already explained it, so we don't waste time. And remove index will give you the object. Remove actually set index will also give you the replace the object. Okay, these two things more important. And then add with index, you have three number, three object. You have four insert location: insert location 0, insert location 1, insert location 2, and insert location 3. Okay, this one is actually a list. That size. So it's from 0 to a list the size. You have 4 insert locations, 3 data. The last data is size -1. Okay, that's the last one. Remember this, okay? Insert location is the only location that allow the size get, set, remove. These, none of them can do an index of the size because there is no data there. Okay? It's okay? Remember, only insert, add, you can have that. I'm trying to go back to the fundamental slowly, okay? So this one, you create 5 random number. Each number is from 0 to 7, okay? Okay, this one you have to, in the selection, so we already demo how to do array list. Okay, you have to remember that. So first one, reverse of the list. Reverse of the list, we have several ways to do it. Number one, you can do swapping symmetric location, your I and n -1 minus I. Okay, swap these two until the middle of the array list. That's one way you can do it. Okay. Second one is, that's one way you do reverse. Second one is, your original array is right here. That's A list. You kind of cut this one, and then you put it to the 0 location of the new array list. So then you put this one 1 in front of it, You put this one in front of it. Okay. That can also do reverse. You can also cut this one and then cut another one, put the end to the end of it. Let's try the object one, okay? Let's try the reverse using the continuously delete, okay? Let's assume that we have an integer array A equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's assume that we have an array of these. Okay, now let's actually do this. Let's do array list of integer b is equal to reverse of a list. So where is a list? So you would have a list. So your array list of integer a list would be equal to new array list of integer, and you do arrays that as list, converting the array to list. Which array? A array to list. So you had that, and then you would like to reverse the A list. So you would have a function public static array list of integer reverse array list of integer A list. Okay, you reverse the A list and then return it. So you are going to create array list of integer R, okay, equals new array list of integer. At the end, you are going to return this one. And this R will be a return the array list. And you have an A list, you are going to reverse it. So you are going to do this, you are going to do every integer in the A list. Okay, so you have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So your index 0, you put at the end. So your new one need to be in front of it. Okay, so you have your R that at 0 is your I. This one must be static. That's it. We do not print anything. Let's print the B list. Okay, so you got reversed. So this is one way you do it, is that you have to look at your original one and how your number being added to there. Every time you added a blank. Okay, that's one way you can do it. Another way you can do it is that let's actually create another one. This one called public static array list of integer reverse to array list of integer array list. Okay, this one is non-destructive, means that your A no change. Okay, that's actually right here. Let's print out your A. Okay, so the first reverse function is non-destructive. Non-destructive means that after the reverse, your A list no change. Okay, this reverse 2 would be destructive. So you will have array list of integer R equal new array list of integer. And then at the end, you are going to return this R. But in the middle, you do have A, B, C, D, E. You cut this E and then put to the end of the list. And then you cut your D, put at the end of the list. Cut your C and then put the end of the list. Okay? So let's call while A list the size greater than 0. You cut the last one, the return, remove the element 18 to the end of the R until your A list is actually being totally removed. So you are going to have another one. This one is called C list. And we will convert from reverse 2. Okay, and we are going to print this C list. So C list will also create a reverse. Okay, and let's look at your A list one more time. Your A list will become empty because that function is a destructive operation. Okay, so when you write your program, you have to be aware of whether your side effect, do you have the side effect of destructing your original data or not? If it will, you better back up. Okay, if it will, you better back up. So later you can still use it. Any questions so far? See the difference between these two reverse? Hello?
No problems.
And then after that, you probably need to reload your A again if you want to do it one more time. Let's reload it, okay? Let's reload it. The previous one already been destroyed, so I reload it one more time. Now I'm going to write a number 3. Number 3, I have an array list. I'm going to use a swap base. The first one swap with the last one. The second one swap with the last second doing swap. Okay. So this one is a reverse swap base reverse. Again, this one is a destructive operation. Because you swap the original data. Your original data got swapped. Okay, so this one you actually do for integer I equals 0. I less than A is the size divided by 2. Only go to half. If you do up to the full length, you will overdo it. You will reverse back. Okay. So basically, let's assume you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then if you do swap, you do swap these two, it becomes 5, 2, 3, 4, 1. You swap these two, it becomes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is 3, you swap by itself, no change. This one, you swap 4 and 2, it becomes 5, 2, 3, 4, 1. Next one, you swap 1 and 5, it becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you this one you do not use the divide by 2, you use the full length, you will go back to yourself. You are not going to swap it at all. Okay, so you can only go up to the half. And then right here, you're going to do swap. So integer temp equal to A list I and A. Then A list set I equals A list A list size minus 1 minus I. Your symmetry location. And then your A list set A list size minus 1 minus I, your symmetry location with temp. Okay, this one is reverse 3. And at the end, you will return your A list. So this one also is destructive. This one is destructive. Destructive means your original data will be destroyed, become 0 length or become reversed. This one non-destructive. Okay, be aware of the algorithm. Okay, then you do copy this whole thing. It's reverse 3 to D list. And you bring A list and D list. So A list got reversed as well. This is destructive. D list also reversed. Okay, A list and D list is the same list. Any questions so far?
No.
Okay. This is reverse list. We give you 3 different ways, okay? And then sometimes you array list, you can do filtering. Okay, some data you can filter out. That's actually easy, so I don't talk about it too much. Sorting, okay, you need to work on the sorting. Available list. Okay. So available list sometimes when you use for the playing cards, poker card, you have a deck of 52 cards. So you create a whole deck into a deck of 52 cards. And then you scramble it. Okay. After you scramble it, you actually distribute card. So the remaining card is the card that you still have. Then you know that those cards are available. So usually available list is a list that take the record of the card that still be available. If you already distribute the card, then it already been removed from the array list. Then it's no longer valid. Okay, it's no longer valid. So you basically array list is the card that you actually still available. Next time it may show up. And then hotel, sometimes hotel also have the available rooms. Say initially you set the available list to be the every room in your hotel. Then you gradually, when someone book a hotel, you actually remove it. Book a hotel, you remove it, and then you still would have the remaining hotel in your available list. So this is how you use the available list. Is that okay? Is that okay?
Yeah.
So that's how you use the available list, okay? Frequent list is actually taking the data of how many times the data show up, okay? So usually, as I show in the chapter 14, the word and the frequency, we use the two array lists to store it. Actually, you can use map, okay? But usually in AP level, we teach you to use the two array lists to store it, okay? This algorithm is important, okay? So basically, when you have a new car coming in, you actually check if the available list already has it or not. Set with a set list. And then if it's not in there, you add it to there and you add a 0 for the frequency. Okay, and you actually get the new location for it. Okay, and then you set the new location with the index, the previous frequency plus 1. Okay, this is the frequency list. This one very important. Okay. I think we show you in chapter 14 already. But this one, be careful. Interval list. Different list. Let's look at interval list. This one. Okay. Let's see this interval list. Okay. We do have such a array string. So if I want to know about the maximum run, which one has the longest run? Then I need to introduce the concept of cuts. So what is a cut? So you have A, B, B, C, C. That's actually this is your. So you will have a cut right here at the 0, cut right here at 2, cut right here at 4, cut right here at 6. So you can generate a number of these for the cut. Where cut happen is when you have the data change, you create a cut. And then you add 0 and string the length, 2 value at the beginning and the end. You will know about all the cut locations. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's see. Okay, I have a string and I want to find the cuts. Cuts means where the data gets started. Okay. Okay. So basically right here, I'm going to do public state void string. I'm sorry. Actually, this one is array list of integer. Get cuts. String s. So for integer I equal to 1, I less than s dot let's minus 1, I increase. This one should be up to this. Okay, let's look at it one more time. So basically you have A, B, C, C. You start a check from, this is insertion location 1, insertion location 1. So I is insertion location. You are comparing these two data. Okay. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This location should be your, this location is your length. So this one is length minus 1. So it's less than length. Okay, the last one is right here. Okay. So, okay. If S factor at I, so you're comparing S factor at I and now equals S factor at 0. I'm sorry, at the I minus 1. Then we should create an array list of integer. Let's call it cuts. Okay, in that case, your cut what at I, because you have A, let's say it's A, B, 0, 1. This insert location is 1. You are comparing 1 and the 0. So it's different. Then you will add I, you will not add I minus 1. Okay. So this one is S. And then you will return cuts. So these cuts, when you return, you have A, B, B, C, C. You will only report the somewhere they have this. You still need to add 0 in here, add the size in there, okay? So right here, after you get the cuts, your cuts should add 0 with 0. Your cuts should add, I'm sorry, S that's this. Okay, so this is how you create a cut list. So once you get your cut list, you can go to compare neighboring two number in the cuts. So you have A, B, B, C, C. You have 0, 2, 4, 6. So this difference is the wrong size. 2, 2, 2. Okay. So you go integer maxima wrong equal to 0, or integer I equal 0. I let's say cuts that size minus 1 is a window of 2. And then integer wrong equals cuts that fit I plus 1 minus cuts that fit I as a wrong size. If the wrong greater than maximum wrong equals to wrong, system that out of 3 line to print at maximum font size percentage D versus N maximum wrong. Okay, so this will figure out what is the maximum wrong. How long is the maximum wrong? Okay, but if you need to know about which one caused the wrong, then you have to also record in integer maximum cut. Initially, let's set it to be 0. Okay, and then when your maximum wrong happen, then your maximum cut will be equal to where you create the cut. So your later, actually, you are from your A, that's is A is 0 and 2, right? You are this I plus 1, cut I plus 1 minus I, right? So basically, your wrong should start from 0, not started from 2. Okay, so the maximum cut should happen on cuts that fit I. Okay. So you got the location of your cut that created the maximum wrong. So you say your maximum wrong is percentage S slash N. Your maximum wrong should be your string S plus substring. You're starting from your maximum cut, and then it run for maximum cut plus maximum wrong. That's the total range of your string location. Something wrong. Something wrong because there's a for loop. Oh, here missing the curly brace. So L. Is that okay? See how I get the maximum cut and maximum run using the array list. Any questions so far? Hello, any question on this one? Let me send it to you, okay? Any questions so far?
No.
No.
So this cut is actually very openly used, okay? The concept of cut is very openly used. Let me give you this so-called interval list. Okay, anyway. This one's to teach you when you have A, B, C, D, okay? Next one, let's actually try another one. If you are wrong, let's assume that you are wrong is actually okay. If you are wrong, it's actually I am a space student exclamation mark. So I want to get my words out, but they might be multiple space and may have exclamation mark. Okay. But I want to get this different data out. How can I do it? Okay, let's assume that you actually can do this. You can do cut location when this is later and non-later. Is later and non-later difference, it will create this. The last round is again this, right? Okay, so you got the cut and then you got the every round and the size, every round the size you can get it. And then if it is later for the first chapter, you add it to the list. 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 Then you should be able to convert it to a array list of strings, not only for the words. Okay? Hear me? So this one cut happen when there is later and non-later on the border. That's called our cuts. Okay? Is that okay? Let's do it. Okay, let's do it. Understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
This one is the same as the split function. Split function it probably is written in this way. Okay. So let's have a string s equals I am going to school. I have a lot of homework. Okay, whatever. So I do have a lot of exclamation mark, period, whatever, but I want to just extract my words out. My words out. I just want to extract my words out. Okay. So with that I'm going to actually copy the getCut function over. Okay. So let's copy this getCut function over. So the previous one, the getCut is when the two are different character. I create a cut. Right here, I do not use the actually. Okay, I used what? Actually, character that is later of s dot char at 0 at I not equal to character that is later of s dot char at I minus 1. So between I and I minus 1, if one is later, one is not later, then we do have a cut. So here, a later and not later, a later and not later, a later and not later, a later and not later. These are the cuts. Okay, but at the end, you still need to add your 0 and the last one in. Okay. At the end, you still need to add your 0 and last one in. Okay. Here I'm missing one more parenthesis. No problem. That's actually. Oh, I'm missing UTI. I have a H1T, I'm sorry. Character that is later. Here I'm missing the parenthesis. This one I have too many parentheses. Okay, whatever. Okay, we put a string in there and we get all the cards. And then, okay, it must be static. And then our cards at 0 and cards at S dollars. Okay, these are actually adding the first one and last one in. Okay. So we have all the cuts. So it will give you the longs of the word or space. Give you the wrong or word or symbols or space. Okay, it'll give you that. Okay, anyway. After that being processed, then I'm going to get words. So let's do public stated array list of strings get words. Okay, and then you have the string s and the array list of integer that called cuts. Okay, so you do have for integer I equal 0, I less than passport size -1, I which is window of 2. Okay, so you will have integer star equal constructed I, okay, integer n if it equals constructed j, okay. I'm sorry, I plus 1. Okay, and then your string x will be equal to s plus substring of star to the n. Okay, n not included. Okay, n not included. So this is your substring. So your substring is your x dot char at 0. Is a vector. Is a later. Then you will, okay. Then you will have array list of string. Let's call words will be equal new array list of string. And your words at x. Okay, so this one is using the cut and your string. And when your first letter is a word, then that long you would be included as the word. And after you finish that, you actually return it. So you are going to do array list string words equals to words from S and cuts system of your words. Okay, here show you how array list can be used to create different kind of functions. Something wrong here. Index out of bound. How come you say index out of bound? Let's don't do it, okay? Let's don't do the substring. Let's do print now. Let's just print out the start and end of each cut. Zero to 59. There's a 0 and 59. Oh, okay. This one should be 18 at 0 is 0. That's my fault. Okay. I should add the 0 at the front. Okay, so there's no problem. It's just my mistake when I add the first cut. No problem. It's okay. Okay, so you check out all the words that you need. Is that okay? Is that okay? And you can also check out the non-word location. If you sometimes need to use the gap, you can also find out which one has the longest gap. How can you know it's gap? You actually also use the non-word part. Right here, you are using the word part as your word. You can also get the non-word part to get a gap. Okay, if you need to get a gap list. Any questions so far? Hello, any questions so far? Benjamin, are you okay so far?
Yeah,
Hello?
I'm doing, yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, make sure you understand this, okay? Cut is a very important idea when you do the AB. So this is called interval list, okay? It's created to create your star and end pair. Now we call it interval list. The interval that you have words on it, okay? Different list is easy. Let's just get your, say you have 1, 3, 7, 2. You can get a difference, 2, difference of 4, difference of -5. This is called different list. So different list that tell you the change of your stock price or change of your elevation of the mountain. Okay. So I think in AP practice set in coding that you already know that. Okay. Next one is the removal of the element from array list. This one in the class we talk about it, but you still need to be careful about this. Okay. So what happens is like if you want to remove the even number 2, 4, 6, 8 from it, okay, you cannot directly remove the number using for loop. You will be in trouble. For example, you actually find the first even number, you delete it. Then this one become new index of 1. If you advance your index, then you will bypass it. Okay. So then you are in trouble. Okay, so this one, if you use the for loop, you will actually bypass 4, bypass 8. When there's a consecutive even number, you can only delete one. That's the problem, okay? So basically, there are 2 ways you can do it. One way is this one actually is wrong. If you do for loop and then you go through it, when it's even, you just delete it. This one's wrong, okay? You will end up delete the 2, delete the 6, but 4 and 8 will remain. Okay? So there are 2 ways you can handle it. One is backward reverse. The other one is remove without advancing index. So backward reverse, you actually remove from the end. So remove this one, remove this one, remove this one, this one. It's okay because backward, you do not bypass the index. You're getting smaller, your index is getting smaller. So it won't actually bypass the index. Okay? And then if you actually, there's another way you do forward, but do not advance index right here. You just remove, eventually you remove 2. Your I need to be remain at 1. At that moment, you don't increase your index. You advance your index only when you do not remove index. So this one is also okay. You either do forward traverse advancing without advancing the index when you remove, or you do backward reverse. Backward traverse. Any question on these two? JB, are you okay?
Yeah.
No problems.
Okay, then we are going into the two-dimensional array, okay? So two-dimensional array is array of arrays, okay? Remember the items. So it actually is array of arrays. So A is a two-dimensional array. A is an element, each one is a reference. Each reference is a row vector. Each one of them is a row vector. Each one of them is a array reference by itself. So if you do have A metric, but your row 0 assigned to null, is that okay? Yes, it's okay. It just have no row 0. It actually is okay. It is so no matter how long it is, or even the null is actually okay. But remember that when you do this kind of the two-dimensional array or array of object, always check if the reference is null or not. Otherwise, you will have a null pointer exception. So we create a two-dimensional array A by 3, okay, whatever. Your length is your row number. If you want to have a column number, you have to use the one of the lengths, one of the row lengths. Each one may be different, okay? So 2D traversal, you have a different way to do traversal. You need to remember them. Row major, column major. Row major means that your row is on the outer loop. You don't row by row by row by row. That's called row major. So you have row major and row from small to big. Row from small to big. Column from small to big. That's this one. You have row major, row from big to small. Small to big, I'm sorry, row from small to big. Column from big to small. Okay, it's backward this way. Okay, so this one show you who do fast and who actually is later. Second one, you have row major, row from large to small, column from small to large. Okay. This one, row major, row from small to large, column from large to small. Okay. So it's like this. There are totally 8 different ways. Row major or column major, row from small to large, column from small to large. So totally 2 by 2 by 2 is actually totally 8 different combination for the 2D traversal. Here you have column major. So column is the outer loop. Row from small to large, column from small to large. This is a row major, column major, row from small to large, column from small to large, large to small. Okay, it's this way. Okay, anyway, they are totally 8 different ways. You have to study, okay? And you also need to actually get used to the partial upper triangle, lower triangle, partial array traversal, okay? With different partial traversal. We teach in regular class. So right here, you just need to remember the different algorithms, okay? Okay, K-graph. K-graph is how to generate a combination, okay, or two to two relationship. When you have 1 point, you have itself. 2 point, you have one relationship. 3 point, you have A to B, A to C, B to C. 4 point, you have A to B, A to C, A to D, B to C, B to D, C to D. So totally 6. So it's a C4 big 2. This one C6 big 2. This one C5 big 2. This is called K-graph problem. Okay. And you need to generate a combination of the two. You are to get the correct index, you draw a simple 4x4 matrix. You need to go for the upper division, upper triangle. You roll from 1 to this one is n minus 1. So your I from 0 to s star length minus 1. Less than s length. Last row 9. Colon starting from I plus 1. This is I equal j. This is I equal j. This is j equals I plus 1. J equal I plus, starting from j equal I plus 1 to the end of the array. Okay. Okay, this is 2D two-dimensional operation. They also may have mirror, may have transpose. Okay. You need to read the problem carefully. Okay, let's go to the problem set. Okay. So this is quiz 7. Quiz 7. This one, let me see. Totally. This set actually pretty big. Okay. Already 43 problems. Let's do this, okay? Can we add Sunday night? We actually add one more session on this. Is that okay? We will work on maybe 10, 15 problems today, but I don't think we can finish it. Is that okay? You hear me? Okay, sorry for it, okay? We cannot finish it within 2 hours. I don't want to drag you too tired, okay? So let's get started, but let's assume that actually right here we have 5 students. So let's try 10 problems, okay? Get started from the bottom. Let me get started with Xavier. Xavier number 1. Let's just do 10 problems, okay? And then tomorrow night, let's actually add one more session. Sorry for it, okay? This one because there's too many problems this time. So Xavier, problem number 1. Which of the volume contain 4
3.
elements? This one okay. This one okay. This one okay. All 3 okay. E good. Number 2, let me have Banani number 2. Hi, Banani, hear me? Hi, Vanity, hear me?
Yeah. Is it C?
So when you get out, what happened? Get out of the loop, what happened? Vanity.
Location. Location will
When you
become.
get out, very easy. This one is an A condition. When you get out right here, you will guarantee ARR of the I should be less than 0. So you have the negative number. Or that's one way. Or you may have I equals ARR the length. In that case, you will have index out of bound. So this program is dangerous. Sometimes you may fail. But if it doesn't fail, you contain at least one negative integer. Okay? Okay? So it's a C, yes, it's a C. But be careful, it may not work. Okay, this one may not work. Number 3, let me have Helen.
For 3, I said E.
It increase and then get the item. So it may go to ARR the length and then already index out of bound, right?
Right.
So you may have the runtime error. Okay. Okay. Good. Number 4. Any question? Number 4. Let me have Elaine. Number 4.
For 4, I said A.
Initially, it's a 0, 3, 0, 4, 0, 0, 2 in the order. What would be array 2? So what does this whole thing work? Refer to the code segment, you have array 1 contain element, this, okay. Count equal 0 for I equal 0, I less than n. If it's not equal 0, you will ARR1 count equal ARRI. So if it's not equal 0, you keep doing that, and then you will move the data of the non-zero one to the front, right? You move the non-zero one to the front. That's the purpose of this part. And then you actually create a new array, and then you assign AR1. So basically, the non-zero part will create a new array and get out. So this one is A. Okay? Is that okay? This problem is solved by understanding how it works. The first part, main purpose is to move the non-zero part to the beginning part of the array. And then that part will be copied out to array 2. So, any questions so far?
No.
No? Number 5, let me have Benjamin. Benjamin, your turn.
Maximum amount of times.
Maximum time that small can be printed.
So since it would be since it's less than or equal to k, but it starts at I equals 2, wouldn't the answer be D?
So you are from
Start at
2
2, you end at
to
k.
K. That's assume everything you got. So this one right here, this one not used. So it's K minus 1. Is that okay? 2 to k. It is k. This one is 1. Index 1. Index 1 you have not included. So use k minus 1. You will get it. Okay? So let's assume that you have 2 to 8. So this is 1. It's a minus 1 equals 7. It's actually 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 7. Is that okay? Number 6, go back to Xavier number 6. You have an array, you pass to do something, you pass an array over there. Is it destructive or non-destructive for Xavier? Will you change the content of the array or not?
I think it will.
Well, so what will happen?
On 1, 3.
You originally have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you will become 0, 1, 2, 3, right? And then you are going to get the index 1 and index 3. So it's a C, right? Am I correct?
I think.
Yeah. Is that okay? You original data is 1, 2, 3, 4, but you pass to the array, it will be changed to 0, 1, 2, 3 because your B list multiply it to the I, right? And so it's a 0, 1, 2, 3. And then you go array 1, 1 is actually this one, index 1, index 3, okay? Number 7. Now we have Manelli. This one is a conceptual problem. So you read lines, and actually it's a line, okay. So do you prefer array list of the string or the array of the string? Hi, Banani, hear me? Hi, Banani, do you hear me?
Yeah.
So you need to decide if you use array or array list and why. Why you pick that?
D, because array lists can change size.
I think that's the main issue, okay? The get and set are not really easier, okay? It's the same, it's actually a list made of array, so whatever you do for array list is the same as your array list. The size function arrays provide instant that's actually the same. Maybe array.length is even better. An array list can contain object of any type to greater general no is actually the same. The string method is easy to use with array list, actually the same. Okay. Number 8, let me have Helen at number 8.
For 8, I said A.
Why 8? So actually, primitive type array is easier to manipulate. Consider a program that numerical following reason to implement array of integer rather than array list. Because array list of integer, you still need to do new integer assumption, right? So actually, H for alpha. So A, yeah. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Number 9, let me have 11, number 9. Oh, 9 to 12, actually is a problem set. So that's the finish the 12, okay? So there's a trade class, and then 9. A class master has this declaration, follow the code to initial the list. How to generate a name using for each loop. This is an array.
Uh,
So A is wrong because A actually is not an object. A is a type. Okay, so A is done. You have a list. So
Yeah.
this I, you do not have this I. Here is for each loop, so it's wrong. AI is not for each loop. It's actually for each loop is not AI, so this is wrong. This I think is correct. List is a list. It's an array. It's not an object. So wrong. So the answer is D. Okay. Number 10, let me have Benjamin. Number 10, Benjamin. You have for each loop, which volume can replace more calls. You need to correctly using every data field.
One definitely doesn't work because there's
One
no
definitely doesn't work. Yeah, it actually is not array.
list I.
It's for each
It's
loop.
for
Yeah.
each, yeah. Um. Hmm.
2 probably okay.
Yeah.
3
Oh,
okay or not?
yeah. C. Yeah. C's probably. Yeah. C wouldn't work.
C
So,
wouldn't work or would work.
huh? C wouldn't because it's like, yeah, it's an
How to
object.
check? How to check if C work or not?
How to check?
How to check if C work or not?
Is there a way to check? It's because I mean you need like all of the ones up here. You need get name and is there a specific check?
Anybody knows how to check 3 work or not? Xavier, how to check 3 work or not? Hi, Xavier, hear me?
Oh, yeah.
When you work on this problem, 3, how do you check this system.out.println ages correct or not? How can you check?
The two string.
You have to go back to check if you have a two-string function or not. So you need to roll back a little bit. Go back to see if your ages has two string or not. Do you have a two string or not? Do you? No, you don't, right? Right? Am I correct? There's no two string. If there is no two string, then this 3 is wrong. If there is a two string, and the two string may be correct. Does that make sense? So this one is 2 only. Okay? To check if it is okay or not, you have to go back to your address class. Your address class, is there any two-string function or no? No, there's no two-string function, so you will print out the object's hash code at the object type at hash code. That's not what we wanted. So this one is wrong. But if they do have a two-string function in the class, then it's correct. Okay? Benjamin, is that okay?
Yeah.
Number 11, go back to Xavier. You have a student or old student, new student, number of students. for each student from the all students. Which one is okay for get name? So all students is
C.
array. So anything all student is wrong. Anything student I is wrong, right?
Yeah.
So do you need to get address to get name or not?
Yeah, you do because
You do because your student don't have name.
yeah.
Go back to check, right? Go back to check your student, there's no name, there's an address, so you need to get address and then get name, okay? Number 12, the last one for today. Then we have a nanny, number 12. Here as a measure body, you want to locate a student with the highest ID number. So you go through the array and then get the maximum for the ID. One correct or wrong?
Wrong.
Wrong because you cannot return right away, okay? You have to wait until every number being get. Who you have array is student get ID number greater than the text max number equals higher student return high student. Is that okay for 2?
Yeah.
3? Three, okay.
Yeah.
It started from 1, is that okay?
Oh,
It is okay because you originally thinking that your maximum is at the 0. When you are bigger than this 0, it's okay. So this is starting from 0 or starting from 1, doesn't matter, okay? So the answer is 2 and 3. Any questions so far? So we will meet tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Okay, I do not plan for this, but actually we cannot finish the whole thing today. Okay, there are too many problems. So tomorrow we will go through the whole thing, and then if we have extra time, may go over some FRQ questions. So you must work on the practice set of this week. Okay, I think most of you are due for too many. This week we are already be prepared to. Okay, this week you work on 3, but you already due for 2. I don't know. You have to try your best, okay? And then tomorrow we go answer you whatever question you have. After the review of the problem, we'll talk about FRQ. Okay? Any question?
No.
No, you must work harder, okay? If you don't practice, you are not going to be ready for the exam. Okay, see you next time. Bye-bye.
All right, bye, Mr. Cho. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you
Bye,
so
thank you.
much.
Bye-bye.